There are some movies that come along in a lifetime that question yourself as a reviewer and hopeful upcoming filmmaker. Questions like, will my films be this bad? Or is this industry dying? All I can say is, hopefully not. Hi, I'm Brendan Sullivan. This is my review of Possession of Hannah Grace. So, to the 5 people that have seen this movie, congratulations. You saw a pretty shitty film. I mean, there are terrible films, there are terrible horror films, but this is beyond incompetent. And from a big studio like Sony, I have no idea how this was made. Like, this is quite awfully one of the worst films I've ever seen. But I'm just going to jump right into it. I have 4 categories. I have character, story, direction, and then the final verdict. Let's just dive into characters. So the characters in this film are those typical, horror film characters, which are shit and they're stupid, and most of them just run around half the time and do it. But this is beyond stupid. Like, characters will disappear because they got killed off, and they won't go look for them. They just kind of disappear from the movie. Um, One of the characters, our main character, doesn't know how the elevator works. The elevator opens and then closes and then goes up. And she doesn't like investigate it. She doesn't check it out. She doesn't look like, hey, why did the elevator just do that? It's that dumb. And also it's the dumb where it's like, hey, it's like the typical, like, oh my god, there's something over there, or there's a sound over there. I'm not gonna call for backup. I'm just gonna investigate it myself. Why do directors and screenplay writers want to put these characters in their movies? What's the use? We can't get connected to them because they're too stupid. They're too stupid to even work in a single movie. Why the hell do you think we care about if they live or die? Our main character is stupid. Everybody in the film is just dumb. But the funny part is not even the worst part of it. Which the worst part of it is direction, which I'll get to. But my next category is going to be story. So my next category is story, which is probably incoherent. One of the most incoherent storylines that I've ever seen. The narrative doesn't make sense. It's all over the place. Scenes are not connected properly, which has to do with more of the direction, editing, which I'll get to. But scenes don't make sense. It's like they filmed all the scenes. They're like, oh, okay, this is a really cool scene. Oh, this is a really cool scene. This is a really cool scene, and then they're like, fuck it, we'll just put it together somehow. It's very strange like that. It's very choppily made, which goes into my next category, which is direction and slash editing. So the direction slash editing in this film is probably one of the worst I've ever seen. I mean, it's beyond awful. The first like scene in the film seems like they really wanted to try cool angles, cool direction. Everything about it was pretty cool, besides the ending part. But I still was okay with it. But then they decided like to give up and just completely botcher it. I mean, that's like I said, they just took scenes and they just mashed them together. Legitimately one part, right? It goes from like a exposition scene, and then it cuts, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, the conclusion happens. Like, before, the crazy lady, Possession, like Hannah Grace girl, wasn't doing anything like super crazy. Like, she was killing people, but she wasn't doing anything super crazy. All of a sudden it cuts and she's just going fucking ham. Like, it's like they filmed part of the film and then they forgot, or like they had to reshoot it. It's that jarring. My brother, who doesn't really know a lot about movies, was like, why the hell is that so jarring? It's just very poorly edited. It doesn't make any sense, and it happens twice in the film. It's the direction. I have no idea what happened. I don't know if they brought in a new director. I have no idea, but it was probably honestly the worst thing I've ever seen. All right, finally the final verdict. I loved it. It's the best movie ever. I think guys can go into this movie thinking like, hey, you're not gonna get shit for 2 hours. You're not gonna get like bad storylines, bad direction, bad characters. Everything in it is wonderful, of course. And I'm full of shit because this movie is probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's the worst movie of the year. I went into this thing after watching Slender Man. I went into like the whole rest of the year like nothing's gonna beat Slender Man. Nothing's gonna beat it as the worst movie of the year, and this beat it by a mile. This movie's not good. My final grade for it is a E. It's a .03 out of 10. Legitly, I didn't like a single part of it. Do not see it. Do not waste your time. You're wasting time just attempting to see this movie. So please don't see it. All right, guys. Thanks for my first review. Hopefully it gets done, but hopefully you'll like it, and just hit the like button, subscribe, and wait for some more interesting reviews coming soon. All right, see you guys.